Aerials from when it was really at its worst, when it was all being reported. Emergency crews have been working around the clock to prevent a full-scale disaster at Piney Point, the site of this old phosphate plant that's been leaking contaminated water for days. To give us the very latest, we have Fox 13's Brianna Arredondo, who is out there. Brianna, what are officials saying tonight? We were just playing out that press conference from earlier today.
Well, I can tell you that the state government here says that the uncontrolled leak that was happening at the pond has been stopped, and they've tested the water as well, been getting water samples periodically, and they say that the water is not radioactive, but it does have some harmful nutrients to the environment, some nitrogen as well as phosphate. So I've been speaking with fishing guides here in the local area, and they tell me that they are concerned about the local environment, especially the marine life, and the potential loss of seagrass and other fish that are in the water. They're just kind of concerned not only for their livelihoods, but also for the water quality. But again, the state officials do tell us that it does meet those standards for that to be safely released into the Tampa Bay area.
And Brianna, what about a second breach? Is that a possibility?
They ruled that out today. They said that they did not detect any sort of second breach. For right now, what they are focusing all of their efforts on is just that one area, that one leak that they have stopped, and just making sure that they're continuing to drain the millions of gallons of water that is in there so it does not basically become any sort of worse type of situation.
So we heard that some of these homes could be threatened with water that was rushing in. Is that still a situation right now? How are nearby neighbors to this reacting?
Yeah, well, there's still that evacuation order that is still in place for this local area. They're still making sure that people are aware of the threat. It has not passed, but they are pretty confident that the threat is starting to go down because they have these extra pumps that are in place to help drain the water so it doesn't have as much pressure on that gypsum stack that is a part of this containment pond. So they're still saying that, you know, the threat is there, but it is lessening day by day.
Yeah, it sounds like a lot of really good news tonight, a lot of sighs of relief that I'm sure are happening. Are we going to be getting any updates from officials tomorrow or into the next few days? Because I'm sure there's still a major cleanup effort underway.
Yeah, I can tell you that the federal engineers they sent out a team today, and they're actually supposed to be wrapping up a report and releasing that on what they find with the remaining water that's in the pond sometime tomorrow. And also, just as you were talking about the major cleanup that's ahead, the state is actually planning to add some money to the state budget to help fund those cleanup efforts and try to get some sort of permanent fix for this problem.
All right. Anything that I haven't hit yet, Brianna, that you think is worth noting right now for people who aren't from the area? What is typically Piney Point all about? What do people do there?
Yeah, well, Piney Point is part of Manatee County, which is a coastal area where this is. You know, there's a lot of fishing, a lot of outdoor type life here, and where this phosphate plant is, you know, it's been a concern for the local residents here for quite some time, and so they're just really kind of frustrated that nothing's been done at this point, and so they're really mainly just looking forward to kind of getting back to their lives. It is a small town feel here in this area.
Yeah, and good point right there. Fish out there that I'm sure are not enjoying the kind of water that is there. So good cleanup effort underway. I'm sure we'll be hearing more about this story in the coming days. Brianna Arredondo out there in Manatee County. Thanks for the update. And we are going to go back out to Beverly Hills to that breaking news. Take a look at this.